Yeah, everybody. How is it going? Oh, I got 0 viewers right now. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Love you all. Talking to myself. Cool. Well, I am working on. I have 8 on Twitch. Hey, Cross Keys. How's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. I guess my stats haven't updated. Well, thank you for hanging out and calling me out on my BS, Cross Keys. Welcome aboard. Cool. So today I'm working on some stuff. Why do we call me Zero? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I my stats didn't get updated, so it looked like nobody was here. I didn't mean to offend anyone.
Oh, great. It's Philip.
This is the love. Haven't done your WordPress in months. Just want to catch up on the gossip. Oh, there's no gossip here, my friend. No gossip here. And this is not an ad for Polaris. It's just a nice, it's just a shirt that I like. Yeah, there's definitely. Oh my gosh, is Aki Hamano in the viewer list? If you're here, Aki, please say hi and tell me, are you going to WordCamp Asia? Because I don't think we've ever really met in. Have we ever met in person? I don't think so. If we haven't, we will. We're gonna. It's gonna happen. Adam, what else? Dev. Wow, it's like all the like the OGs are coming out. This is great. This is great. Living in Laravel these days. Everybody wants to get back to the WP. Nice. Well, it's great. You know, it's like that. What's that? The Al Pacino quote from Godfather 3, which is a steaming pile of horribleness. But he says, "And just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in." So cool. That's great. That's awesome. It's great to like. Oh, my screen's yelling at me here. Well, cool. Well, I do appreciate you guys hanging out. That's awesome. I'm very, very excited that you're here. Yeah. So today we're working on. I'm doing a workshop at WordCamp Asia again this year. Oh, you can't? Ah, no way. Oh man. Well, someday we'll get to meet in person, and I'll get to buy you a drink of a beverage of your choice.
Oh, great.
Awesome.
It's Fronuera.
Oh, it's Fronuera. Oh, okay. Anyways, Aki, he's a rock star, real rock star on my stream today. Cool. Anyway, so yeah, I'm rambling on, but what I'm trying to work on today is I am doing a workshop, the Block Developer Cookbook, at WordCamp Asia this year, and I'm adding some new recipes to it, and I've added a few. So if I go to blockdevelopercookbook.com, I've added a couple of new ones, 3 new ones already. I added this one, excerpt to a block, and did I build another? I did another one. I can't remember which one it was. It was this one. It was this one. Oh, and block deprecations. We did a bunch of block deprecations. I am loving Cursor right now. I am absolutely loving it. It took me a bit to wrap my head around it. The one thing that I couldn't figure out was I like having these icons here, and in Cursor it was set up differently. I wonder if I can see where that is. I can't remember where we're at. Oh, this thing. So it was. I think I had it set like that. I now have to restart. You have to restart. And like this. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. And it was such a dumb thing, but I'm like, I can't use this crap. I can't work like this. I can't work under these conditions. So I learned where that setting was and changed it. And now life is good. But yeah, I'm actually quite enjoying it. I've been using it to streamline some of my workflows. Like you can see, I've got all my composers and everything in here. I've learned the difference between chat and composer, which I'm really excited about. Yeah, and also I can't remember the person's name, but they were on the stream last week and they were telling me that like if you go into settings, cursor settings, there are these rules for AI, and you can plunk this stuff in here. So I have a cursor rules set up, right? I guess I technically don't need this because you can set it up on this I just haven't done it, but you can set it up on the global level, right? So I can plunk all that stuff in there, and these become like my default rules, which is like so nice, right? Oh, is the stream dying? What's going on? Oh, what happened? Maybe I was dropping frames or something. Doesn't run at 60. Is it good? Thumbs up if it's good, chat. Because last week I had some weird stuff too. Was my audio delayed? Huh. Big leg spike. Oh yeah, weird. Well, all this like, in where I live right now, yes, I can definitely share those on Discord, but I can do you one better. What is it? It's cursor dot directory. So I got this from this repository or from this website, which is basically a set of these rules for all kinds of things, and I pulled it. I just came up here and searched for the WordPress, and it was the first one. It was. Is my internet dying or something? What is going on here? Why is it not jumping down to WordPress? I don't know what's going on here, but there's WordPress ones in here, and that's where I got it from, and this website's not working. So they're in there. Definitely you can grab them, but there's ones for all sorts of different projects, and they can go into either a .cursor rules file that's sit in your project level, or they can go into, like I said before, the settings in cursor settings in rules for AI. So yeah. And this is great. I do everything in WordPress, so I just put all this. I'm just gonna put it all in there, and so yeah, we'll go from there. But anywho, I'm gonna talk us through. I was working on this yesterday. I don't know if y'all remember this, but I did a toggle dark mode toggle button with I think Justin Tadlock was on the stream, and he had built this really great dark light version of 2024. And so we were building a toggle button for it, and so it kind of went to basically where we were down, and it was kind of cool. But I decided to add that. I want to add that to my list of recipes, but I ran into some weird stuff yesterday. What's this? On the whole, haven't gotten near integrated code into AI. Do you worry about it making your brain lazy or hallucinating you down a rabbit hole? Yes, to both. But I have started to think about this a lot, because my initial reaction is I'm old. I'm an old man. And it makes me want to do everything manually. And I feel like if I can't remember how to do a for each loop, then I'm not a good developer. And it's changed my philosophy on that, because you have to interact with these AIs in a way that you want. Like, you can't just say write me a plugin and it'll do what you want. You have to tell it exactly what you want, and it fills in a lot of the gaps, right? Yeah, Daryl from Daryl Malibrand from YouTube. You're welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We're all out over here on Twitch chatting. And you're welcome to join us or hang out on YouTube, whichever you'd like. Say that every time. Anyways, so like the whole AI thing, making you dumb, making you lazy, I think, yeah, we did talk about this last time. I think we're going to be talking about this for years. Because as AIs get better, people are going to be more and more worried about, like, am I going to lose my job? And my theory is the people that, like, don't want to, that are, like, people who can be replaced by the AI writing the code are probably at the junior end for right now, right? And so those engineers are going to learn to use AI to level up very quickly, right? Because you can do things like, I don't understand what this code is, explain it to me, and it'll explain it to you, and you can understand it, and you'll learn a lot faster. I think knowing syntaxes and knowing like the fundament, like anything that you can quickly pull from like a book, like you want to go learn a book on like data structures and algorithms and things like that, and LeetCode. All that stuff is so well documented that you can just pull that out, and AI will just get that. but when it's like, I want you to build me a thing, and you have to know what you want in order to do that. So I think the brain won't be lazy. I think the brain will change its focus. That's kind of where I'm going with this long rambly thing. We just have to be in control of output at any step. Yeah, what you don't understand. Yes, exactly. So if you've never written a single thing in, I don't know, pick framework, anyways, and you're like, build me a Next.js app that does this, and it builds it and it works, awesome, it's done. Now, what if there's a bug? That's where it gets hard, right? Because if you don't know the code, you don't know how it's written, then there's you know, you won't be able to fix that, and then you're relying on the AI to fix the bugs in the code that it wrote, and you're just the sort of like the button pusher, right? When Git code studies, the prevalence data is leading to a plague of duplicate code in repositories. Oh yeah, no, I can definitely see that. Yeah, I think that's a bit of a pessimistic way to look at it, Crosskeys, but I don't disagree with you. I think, first of all, like, what is a developer? That's the question. I mean, there's been arguments for years about like, you only write CSS. Well, you're not a developer, or you only write this. You know, you don't, like, I don't write C++. Does that mean I'm not a developer? Like, it depends. That's a real, like, you know, contextual sort of like, it's the how long is a piece of string question, right? Like, well, I don't know how long is the piece of string. I think that it will filter out. It'll create a whole bunch of really good hobbyists, and but the people who are really serious about this as a career will use it as a tool to become better. Because at the end of the day, you have to know what you want, and you have to know how to talk to it to be able to get that, right? I don't think AI is a blanket bad. What I think is that we're leaving the AI to do its thing. Oh yeah, I agree. AI unchecked is horrible. Like, it's gonna get really weird. It's gonna get really weird, and you know, it's only as good as what it's been trained on. And if people who are using it can't recognize bad co-smells or, you know, security issues and things like that, it becomes problematic. But think of it this way: like, it used to be people that didn't know what they were doing, like myself, would go to Stack Overflow and copy and paste the top voted answer to solve their problem, sometimes without even looking at the code. So there's a lot of that too, right? Yeah, we'll just have to turn in. Yeah, exactly. We'll just have to review a bunch of PRs. So, anyways, I think it takes out a lot of the busy work, like a lot of, like, you know, scaffolding files, inserting boilerplate. That stuff is so much faster now. I did a live stream where I went up against Nick Diego. We were building the same task. He was doing it with AI. I was doing it manually, and it was just there was no competition. It was just, I could not move. I was moving fast, and I could not move as fast as AI. I mean, I'll never be as fast as a computer. Kevin might be as fast as a computer, but there's no way I do that to summon him. I don't think he's here today, but anyways. It's a great conversation though, Krowski's. Really, really appreciate it. It's good to talk about this stuff because, I mean, there's an initial fear, and then there's initial, like, actually, not the best use. Okay.
What the deuce?
Okay, Crosskeys. Oh, Kevin's here. There he is. See, I summoned him, and then he showed up. Digging through the WordPress codex, because that shit is inscrutable at this point. Well, okay. It's a lot of documentation.
Oh, you made a wise choice, my friend.
Oh, thanks for the sub, Defective Conan. That's a great name. Fantastic. Oh, Daryl, hey, how you doing? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. You did because I just threw up. Ah, when you said that. Oh, okay. See, I knew it. I have a summoned Kevin bug. Oh, and this is for. Well, that didn't work.
Oh great, it's KevXB.
Oh, maybe it's all delayed. My bill appears didn't pop up. Let's see what happens now.
I am madly in love with you.
There you go. That's for you,
I
Daryl.
am madly in love with you.
Twice. There we go. 1 week. 1 week. 1 week till. Oh, 1 week till. I'll be summoning you in person. Kevin and I are going to hang out at Working at Beja. We do every year, and it's always the highlight of my year. So, anyway. Okay. Cool. Great chats so far. Let's get into what I'm doing here. So, let me show you sort of where I ended up. This I have to say that this is actually really bothering me that for whatever reason it's not showing up in here. But anyways, cursor things. You'll find a niche function called WT reticulate splines, which gives a very shallow explanation of the function, but the actual explanation of what the function does is in a comment from 2021 years ago at the bottom of the page by 420 Blaze It Steve. Yeah, well, that's a thing. I would say that is unfortunate and very specific, but I would also encourage you to go and do that. Like, go and improve that. If you understand how that function works, there's a perfect opportunity for you to go and add a better description. I mean, I'm not saying, like, lately I've been getting a lot of people saying, oh, well, that's just like the cop-out answer, but it's not. But this is an open source project, and people, it's. I like to try to encourage people that if they see something that they don't like, if they see something that they think is wrong, especially in documentation, just take the time to write it up, and then hopefully it's a quick fix. In fact, if you're willing to I will help you walk through it, no problem. If you're looking for that, right? But that's unfortunate. But for every one of those, there's one that's documented really well. So I mean, there's a million functions. No, you're not derailing me, and I know cross keys. We're all good, man. It's all right. Yeah, it's a 20-year-old project. I've literally never heard. I've been using WordPress since 2009. I've never heard of WP reticulate splines, and I don't. That's awesome. That just speaks to how old the project is. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. I feel like that might be like a reference to something. Blaze It Steve, 420 Blaze It Steve, and reticulate splines. I don't know. Because there was a video game that used to have a loading screen that said like reticulating splines, and I can't remember what it was. But I feel like you might be trolling me a little bit. But anyhow, I'm just glad you're here. Cool. All right, so let's look at this. So this testing thing. So what I had sort of set up was this. So I have this dark mode, but it's not working, and the reason it's not working is because it is set up in a very odd way. And so I'm going to change it. So let me come with me on a journey, and I'll explain what in the deuce is going on here. So I have a plugin. It's called Dark Light Mode. Inside of that plugin, yeah, see, I told you. You set me up. You know what? Take this.
I am madly in love with you.
Take my upvote and get out of here. That was well played. Anyways, okay. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to be able to take a button. I wanted to be able to create to make a variation of a button, and then insert it. And cross keys, like, I'm stewing a little bit, but I'm like, I just actually fell madly in love with you, as Bill just said, because that was a well played thing. So anyway, so what I wanted to do was I wanted to have a button that was for toggling dark mode. But one of the things about buttons in the block button is that it's only allowed to be inside of a buttons block. So you have to have buttons before you can insert a button, and that's a bit janky. But anyways, that's what I did. So the first thing I did was I created a block a variation called toggle, whatever it's called, toggle color scheme. And so what it does is it inserts, it's for the buttons block, and then when it gets inserted, it actually just auto inserts a button that is called dark mode. I feel really silly now for the whole reticulate spline thing. So I'm like encouraging you to go document it. That's fantastic. Oh man! Come back next week, Cross Keys. I'm gonna have something for you. Anyway, Actually, I won't be streaming next week, but the week after. Anyways, so that's what that did, right? So then that's cool. So then I have this variation code that just generates this. And then what I wanted to have was the front end be the interactivity API. I won't show that yet, actually. So this is me enqueuing some CSS for it to do the styling, and then enqueuing the actual not the button. This one, sorry. So this is just enqueuing that variation. Good, cool, awesome. And then what I wanted to do, and then I wanted to use the interactivity API. So, which is great in theory. And so I'm changing the way that the button block renders. I'm enqueuing my scripts that I've registered for the JavaScript. No, Kev, horrible idea. Yeah. So, and then I'm setting up some state, and I'm doing all of this. Wonderful, awesome. But if you've used the interactivity API before, you'll know that you have to pass this experimental modules flag, because the interactivity API uses JavaScript modules, ES modules, instead of like enqueuing it the sort of regular way that you do in WordPress. But there's a bit of an issue with this where you can't point. So this is a bug. No, it's not a bug. It's just this was built to be done with blocks, not necessarily block variations. So it's not a bug. It's a bit of it's an edge case, use case, and I'm kind of pushing it a little bit to do it this way. So this actually doesn't work. So the way that you have to do this is you have to target a block.json, which is not the way that I want to do this. So I did it in the theme originally. So you can see that in here I have this it's not a bug. Flex, hey, Flex is here. How you doing? But it's not a bug. It's just I'm using it in not in the way that it was intended. So there is a way to make it work, but it's a bit, for what I'm doing, it feels a bit convoluted. So what I had to do in the theme was I had to have a block JSON that referred to the Vue.js file. The Vue.js file then had all of my interactivity API stuff in it for the front end, which is a big way. It's a real I don't like it. That's the long and short of it. And especially because this is for the Block Developer Cookbook, I don't want this to be overly complicated. I mean, it took me like 2 hours to figure out why this wasn't working. And I think for anyone who, if this is your first introduction to the interactivity API, I think it's just a horrible way to learn, because it's like, oh yeah, you'll never do this ever, but this is a really weird setup that you have to do to make this work, because I want to use a variation. So what I've decided is I'm going to scrap the variation approach and just do a block, a straight block, and I will use the markup that I have for this, and we'll just do it that way. So this is going to be basically me rebuilding the plugin that I have here to use a block instead. And there we go. That's what we're doing. So I think what I'll do here is in my templates. So I have all these templates. In my templates, do I have a variation for the interactivity API? Oh, would you look at that? I do. So I'm going to scaffold a new plugin. So let me get out of here. Get out of here. Ooh, look at that. What was that? Something banged. Okay, I need to npm run block. I think the variant is good. This is going to be dark, light, yappy. No, it's called block for now. So the way that I've always been doing this is I create a block, and then I build it all out, and then I turn it into the recipe, and then I kind of scale it. I kind of start pulling parts out. So I have a starting point and an end point, and then I build it up. So that's what I do. So, and then it's going to be the variant is going to be, I think I have to pass variant. It's going to be, I think it's interactive. Let me double check that. So I have interactive, so it's going to be Vue.js scripts set do all the things that it needs to do. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to hit this. Oh, and that didn't work. Excuse me. Oh, CWP Content. I'm in the wrong directory. I'll do it every single time. Okay, so that's running. Cross feeds. I'm curious to see what kind of prompts you're using to do. So this is going to be just installing this dark light block. So this is the old stuff. I'm just keeping that so I have all the code because I had to change a bunch of stuff for that. So while that's sort of doing that, so find snowy day. Oh my God, Titus, we got like 1 million feet here too. It's ridiculous. I have to, after the stream, I have to go shovel the driveway for like the next 10 hours.
Oh great, it's Tidus in Atlantis.
I just love when the computer talks because it butchers the names fantastically. So good. Oh, Dave Strike. I don't think I said hi to you. I thought I saw you pop in and say hi, and I don't think I recognized you. So yeah, Dave Strike 9. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for hanging out. Sorry for not acknowledging your presence first. All right, so we're gonna CD into plugins, and this is gonna be dark light block, right? I'm just gonna jump over here, and I'm going to go into my plugins. Yeah, I want to leave the site. Don't you question me? I'm gonna turn that off. That's the old version. I'm gonna go dark light block. Oh, there's been a critical error on the site. So clearly my scaffold's broken. So let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what's happening. Okay. Why's that yelling at me? Oh, namespace. Something after the namespace. That's weird. Okay, so let's look. Debug log. Create block, dark light block, block embed. Oh my freaking lord, that's horrible. Weird. Okay. Create block. Oh, because okay, I know why. Because I'm a dope and I didn't put. I changed my template to use the namespace, and I didn't update this in the namespace. So bear with me 1 second while I go to my templates. So I use the create block package with custom templates to give me my starting points for these plugins, because it removes a lot of the boilerplate that I don't need. And so recently, what I did was I'm going to do that as well. I need to change. Where's the block? Oh, right. Okay, so I just need to go do. I need to do that. So that scaffolded out will turn into this. So these are all mustache templates, and these are variables. So this gets replaced with the variable of the same name. So that's what I need to do because I wasn't calling the namespace. So now that'll work next time. Okay, so now this should be the create block dark light. Okay, that's fine. All right. Anyways, okay, so it should be now working. I've got that. So I'm going to go into my posts, all posts. I'm going to go into dark toggle, and I'm going to delete all this stuff. Buttons. We're going to delete these buttons, and I'm going to start just building this out. So in my source, in my rip. Clearly, I need to. It's annoying. It didn't give me a render. That's so ridiculous. Where's my render? Huh. Oh, stupid. Okay. The other, I'm fixing all kinds of problems here. The other thing is I need to do is interactive variant. Interactive variant. So like this. I'm going to create a render in here. Do you bother generating PHP doc comments for your bespoke blocks? I do. I do. for the most part. That's something that AI is really good at, actually. I always forget to do it, and I always have to go back and do it. But I think one of my add comics to explain what's happening. So it reads the whole file and it sort of like it lays it all out and it fixes a lot of the doc block issues. That's what I love AI for, because I hate doing it manually, and I never remember to do it. But I want to do it. It's a good thing to have that. So, anyways, I get back to like dark block beatbot render.php. Like this. I should be able to put that on there. Let me check block JSON should have a reference to render.php. It doesn't. This thing's there. So you need that. I need to put this in here. So you can tell I don't use my scaffold for very many interactive blocks. Okay, no, let's fix that. Okay, cool. So that should be going there. Okay, so render.php, sure, yeah. So let's. This thing bugs me though when it does that. It's weird, but that's fine. It's okay if things bug me. Just stop doing that though. I said stop doing that. Okay, that can go away. It's my block.json. That's super duper cool. Yep. Okay. So we should be all good in there. We got interactive is true. Text domain, whatever. I'll figure all of that stuff out later. So in my dark light mode, in my thing, what I was doing is I was spitting out all of this stuff. So I'm gonna just put that in here. And should be able to do that, but we're gonna need this as well. So I'm gonna do that there. We'll get rid of this and just get rid of that for now. Okay, why is this yelling at me? Does it tell me it needs to be escaped? Yeah, it needs to be escaped. So there's some back and forth about this, but whether or not we should actually escape this. I believe that this is escaped properly, but if you want to use it, you can use WP kisses and it's data. And if you do that, then this will stop yelling at you. And also this, because if you use any of the other ones, like there's like WP kisses post and WP kisses in general, you can pass all this stuff. But what this makes it safe, I believe. So, so this is why? Oh, okay, cool. So check this out. I'm just gonna fix this in Composer, because that's the kind of stuff that I hate doing. And this is gonna sit there and do it, and I'm just gonna go accept all. And it broke it. Oh, because I had to escape the PHP. Right? And I need like that. There we go. See? Nice. Done. This is pointless, but done. All right, so now let's go over here, and I'm going to refresh it. I'm going to save it, and we'll refresh it. Oh, I like this. This music. It's a little dark. It's dark like Kevin's soul. Dark light block. Oop. Okay, so that's fine, because we haven't done anything in the editor yet. So we'll flip this, and interesting. Oh, you know what I wasn't doing? Building. There we go. All right, so if I refresh this now, I should have a button in there. There it is. Interesting. That's interesting. So why is it over there though? That's interesting. I'm gonna take this off and see if that's that's butchering. Maybe I need a wrapper, like a div wrapper. Maybe I'm gonna do a div wrapper, I think, just for now. We'll figure out the markup later. I'll get rid of this, and let's see. I think it's just, oh, hello. Why? Oh, dummy. Ryan, you're a dummy. That seems a little better. Little tiny button there. Button. Is that button? Look how cute that button is. It's tiny. Okay, so that's fine. It seems to be working, but I think what I need to do is some styles. So I'm going to come into button CSS. I'm going to grab all of that. I'm going to plunk it into here, like that, and see. All right, there we go. 9 Inch Nails, awesome, man. You guys can chat all you want. I saw 9 Inch Nails in Toronto a long time ago, and it was awesome. It was in this tiny little venue. Like they had already been gigantic all through high school and everything, and he had kind of just come back. It was right around the time I think he was doing the sort of doing a lot of soundtrack work. But yeah, it was a great show. Okay, so let's do this and see what happens. Okay. Okay, so this is basically the styles that I want set up. That's pretty cool. Don't think I need that though. Okay, so the other thing though, so now we gotta get a little bit creative. Now, do we have to get creative? So Vue.js has got. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, that's interesting. Okay, so let's look at the dark mode stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff. Okay, so I need to start with some interactive state. So I need to grab that. Right. So this is like this. Right. So we're gonna use some. Gonna get some interactive state here. What's the other thing? Full stops. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So dark light mode. So interactivity API. So this is where's the. Okay. So that's cool. So that's all I really need is so this is setting up some server side information. Oh, Avenge Sevenfold. Yes. You know, who's that? Is it Avenge Sevenfold that I'm thinking of? Kill Switch Engage. That's who I was thinking of. I love Kill Switch Engage. What was the question, Flex? Curious about the prompts for codecs. Do you happen to have any you can link? The reason I ask is you can work on wrapping all the codecs and WordPress developer UDocs and redirect, for example. If the content is not indexed, how do you find it? Have it search the Internet Archive? Well, sorry, are you asking me this or are you asking Crosskeys this? Because you can point in cursor, you can ask it questions and you can actually like set up some context for docs, or you can go to the web. So like if you go to docs, you can actually search for WordPress docs and you can ask it questions in that context, right? Hey Corey, how's it going? So you can do that. This is not what I want.
Oh great, it's CR0 ibit.
CR is 0 ibit. All right, so this is setting up some. What is this yelling at me? It's not. This is setting up some default state for some server-side state for the interactivity API. This is then connecting this store to this store. So we're gonna have a user ID. We're gonna have a color scheme. If users logged in, we're gonna get this. Otherwise, it's gonna be this. And dark mode is gonna be color scheme. Blah 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 blah. There we go. And that's good. And then in our Vue.js in this block, we have basically nothing going on. So I'm going to take the button, which is all my Vue.js stuff, and I'm going to I'm gonna paste it in here, and why is local storage? Local. Is it document.local storage? No. Right, so that should give me the thing. Yeah, we'll do that. I do like that. Did you see what that did? So I changed it here, and then it automatically wanted to change it down here. I feel like that's better than Copilot for me. Like, it was like, oh yeah, it recognized I changed it in one place. Yeah, Tool is amazing. Queens of the Stone Age I've never seen live, but I do enjoy them. I saw Tool again in Toronto, like last year, maybe the year before. Phenomenal. Like, phenomenal. They played basically the entire new album, and then throughout the entire show, Maynard was like yelling at just basically like calling people out, like, stay off your phones, be in the moment with us, like, don't be assholes, like, stay, you know. And then, you know, just before like the last song, he's like, okay, you jackasses, get your phones out. And then they played Stinkfist, and the whole place melted. It was so good. Anyways, oh, there's my dog barking. All right, so let's see what happens. Now, I'm going to save this. We'll deal with the back end in a minute, and then we'll just refresh this. Oh, okay. Okay, so that is changing, but it's not actually changing anything. Let's see what is this? WP is not defined. Update color scheme. Where is this? WP. Oh, okay. So one of the things where when you're working with the Interactivity API is that your dependencies in here have to be module based. So unfortunately, a lot of times, like if you're going to use the API fetch library, you can't import it like the way you would here, because it's not configured to use modules, so it'll actually break your build. So what you do instead is in your render, you're just going to enqueue that, right? So we're just going to enqueue that only if it's here, and then this should now work, and it does. There we go. So now we're setting. So this is all set up, and this is working. So I can. Do you want me? Let me take you through the way through across for some. Yeah, cross keys are. Yeah, I would use cursor for that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So that's my toggle. So let's see. So if I'm in light mode and I refresh the page, does it remember? It does remember. But you see that little flicker? I don't like that flicker. No, it didn't seem to remember that at all. That's weird. Let's look and see what the application is saying. I think I have local storage set up here. It's weird. I have Calendly stuff on this URL, but oh, you know what? It's not setting local storage anywhere. Oh, and the other thing too is I know what I have to do. Okay, so that's doing that. Let's look at what the Vue.js is doing. So oh yeah. Okay, so we're setting up some state. We're getting the is logged in, and we're returning if state.user state. And if you remember, we get our user state. User ID is from current user ID, so that should be looking up user ID. So making sure it's greater than 0. It's basically if it is, then you're logged in. If it's not, then you're not. There's never a user that is 0. Toggle mode, it's setting dark mode, state.dark mode to the opposite of state.dark mode. So basically just true and false. Okay, queries to the root. So this is saying quick set property. So this is just setting the property. That's why. Okay. So this, oh, it's already setting a color scheme right here. So I forgot I had done that. Okay, so this should be setting a cookie. So if we look in the cookies, we look at the cookies. Where are the cookies? Hello, cookies. Oh, it's because I'm logged in. Let's try this without being logged in. We should have a cookie set. So let's go in here. Console. Oh, what's this? Update color schemes. That's a weird error. So that works, but something's clearly broken. Let's look in the application and look at cookies. So I've got the color scheme is set. State.color scheme. Okay. Okay, well it's setting, but it doesn't, the value is color scheme. But I'm clearly not setting that correctly. Oh, do I have, what is state.color scheme? I don't think I have that set up right. Okay, well let's do this instead. Do I have? Wait, do I have that? This is what this is what happens when you go back to yeah, I don't have a state.color scheme, so maybe that's what I was trying to do. All right, let's see what happens if I refresh this now. Console update color scheme. What is it yelling at me for? What is going on? Read set item. Where is that yelling at me from? 45. Local storage dot set item. Wait. Did I do? Is that? I think I might have screwed that up. Yeah, get it. Okay, so there, I don't think local storage is on the document. Maybe it's on the window? Must be in the window. Yeah, that was better. Oh, it's working. Okay, so that's working. So now let's look in the application. Look at the cookies. So color scheme is dark. Why? I'm not creating that cookie right at all. Let's ask cursor. We're gonna go show me how to create a cookie in JS. That's what we're gonna do. Name equals value, not colon. That's the problem. So okay, that's what I'm doing wrong. So name equals value. See this? Look at what all this crap it wants to do. That's crazy. That's so cool. All right, so I'm gonna set that up. And I'm going to delete this cookie. I'm going to refresh this page. Yeah, that makes sense. Because it should be on what? Window, right? No. No, still setting the... Oh, didn't save it. Yeah, it was yelling at me that like local storage is not defined. Let's see what it wants to do. It's gonna probably window. Did I put window? Oh, yeah, it's window. Reject that. It's window, which makes a lot of sense because it has nothing to do with the document. It's the browser. So we'll put that back to wherever I took that away from. Wah, 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 where did that go? Oh crap, where'd that go? Oh wait there. Window.local storage get item. Okay, there we go. Yes. Thanks, Crosskeys. There we go. Color scheme is now light. Okay, cool. So that's great. So if I refresh this and I switch it to this, that it wants to go to light, but there's a bit of a toggly there. Yes, this is cursor. I'm gonna start a new one. So you have chats and you have composer, and chats are really great for asking questions. I mean, this is my limited experience on it. So this is great for like asking questions. Composers is able like rewrite stuff for you, and it's very great. So you start a new one, and you can define, like I said, you can find docs. You can tell it to look at certain files. I wrote one that looked at my templates and said, take this plugin that I've written and turn it into one of these templates based and model it after these templates. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. Okay, so all right, so where are we here? So this is working. So I want to look for the cookie and do that way. Okay. So, but how is it? I think what I need to do though is let's look and see what it's doing, because I want it to be smart, automatically know, right? So start match media. The way that this is working is that it's toggling. If we look in body, is it? Oh, no, I think it's on HTML. So color scheme. So it's toggling. It's basically doing this. It's creating this for us. So I want to be able to access that cookie and overwrite this as needed. So let's see. Where is that being done? It's in the theme. I believe it's in the theme. Which is here, and then functions. I actually don't need any of this anymore. This is all the old stuff that I was doing there. Okay, this I actually need to get that from the user for the user data, so we'll keep that. For the theme.json, it's doing some custom. It's adding this, basically. So I guess I should be able to, if I want to output that in PHP, I should just be able to do that. Where would I do that? Let's look for where that's output. Nope. What are you doing? I'm gonna look for this. See where that's output. I think it's just output straight in the header, isn't it? It's in here somewhere, I guess. Root. This is being output in this style. Well, if I'm just gonna try. I'm just gonna try something. Save that. Honestly, cursor it's exactly like it's everything that I do with VS Code. I honestly, now that I have it kind of set up the way that I wanted to do, like the way I was working in VS Code, it imported all my extensions and it imported my theme. Everything's good. I have my project manager thing. The only thing I have to do here, which it's kind of annoying, is that I have to like resave my projects. But this is a very specific extension that I use, and I don't know. I kind of like it. There's a couple of key commands that are different. Like for example, in cursor, if you wanted to close all these windows, it was what was it? Command K and then followed by Command W. I think it is a VS Code fork. but now the Command K brings up like the some of their like their cursor stuff. So instead, you do Command R and then Command W that closes everything. So there's a few like learning things you have to do, but for the most part, it's been very seamless for me. Like I've quite enjoyed it. So I bought the upgraded version of it. Like I have an account because there's only a certain. I think you're limited to a certain amount of queries on the free version. But I mean, that's just a thing, you know. So all right. So I think what I want to do is in my dark light block, I want to add an action. Add action, and it's going to be like WP head, right? And that's. But I want to change that, right? Is that how we're doing this? I think that's how we're doing this. So I look on here, I look at light, okay, dark. That's exactly what it is. So if I were to, let's change this, let's do this to light. So I think what I'll do here is this is where I'm going to, that's really weird. Oh, that's not weird at all. I mean, there might be a better hook to do this on, but the theory is that I want to be able to access either the user information or the, that looks really weird, doesn't it? What's this? It's interesting. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like you literally just open it, and I think it asked me, "Do you want to import stuff?" And I did. So I'm gonna switch this to dark. So if I refresh this now, I hope this is gonna be light. It is. Oh, what was that? This was that up there. That was weird. Okay, so now in here I should be able to like I don't even you know what? I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna do Command K. I'm gonna say retrieve a cookie called, what do I call it? Color scheme. Called color scheme. And store its value in a variable. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here if I do this. Sure, let's accept that. All right. Okay, so then we'll go color scheme like this. What is it? Property value. Oh, duh. Okay, of course. I'm gonna echo. Oh, so bad. Come on now, echo. I'm gonna say escape HTML, just because. So this should, in theory, pull whatever's in the cookies, right? And then it'll drop it in here. So let's see. So if I switch this to dark, it should refresh. No, it didn't work. What's this? Where's that coming from? That's weird. Where's that? Where are the slashes coming from? Oops. In here, maybe? Interesting. I don't know where those slashes are coming from, but habit. I think coding standards too. Those are PHP shorthands, aren't they? Like I know that's not quite like a shorthand, but I think that's why I do that. It's habit more than anything else. But I know that shorthand PHP tags are discouraged because depending on the server setup, that could break. I don't think that's like the shorthand for echo, but I don't know if that's included in that statement or not. But it's just the way I've always done it, to be honest. Okay, so let's var dump. I'm gonna die var dump this. Let's see what that is. Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely saving a bunch of keystrokes. But I think for me, I learned, like, I just never did that. It's not wrong, but I would be wondered if that falls into the category of the shorthand PHP tags. Like I said, because in certain PHP, like in your PHP settings, you can actually turn those off and they're not supported. I don't know if that's even a thing anymore, but it used to be. And that's why the coding standards want the full thing. But that's my reason. Let's see. Button string. Where is that coming from? What the hell? Where is that coming from? No idea where this. Well, that's part of the button? Why not? Only one that's like, I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit on that. What is happening there? It's very weird. Yeah, it literally is, because at some point in your PHP INI, or you could turn off support for shorthand tags. So if you wrote all your code with shorthand tags and you installed a plugin on a server like that, it would fatal. It would die. So that's why the coding standards say don't use shorthand tags. Now, I don't know if that's in modern PHP servers, if that's ever something that anyone ever does, but because WordPress hosting is kind of like the Wild West, you can have really high-end hosts, you can have, and then you can have just people running it out of their basement, and you can't control that. So I think that became a safety net decision more than anything else. Okay, so I am seeing that this is supposed to be light, and color scheme. I wonder if I take that out of the theme. Okay, let's see what it is set to right now. Color scheme is set to light and dark because it's not being. Don't at me. Still don't understand where that button's coming from. No idea. Okay. Okay. So it works if I override it with important. Yeah, that's what I just said. Don't at me. I don't know how to make it more specific, because it's being dumped into all this buzz. Shut up. What am I getting errors on now? Something's not doing something. What is the network's yelling at me? What's the problem here? Oh, this is it. Okay, that's what's screwing me up. Okay, this is dumb. Let's comment that out. No. You know what? I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna just delete it. I'm just gonna effing delete it. There we go. Fix that. Fix this. I'm gonna get that done. I'm gonna go over here. Okay, so that's not so much of a problem. So dark mode. So if I switch to light mode, it didn't. Oh, because I'm not logged in. Okay. Wait. All right. Okay. Okay. Where's the? No. Did I close that other window? So I want to be something where I'm not logged in. So this should be light. This should be dark. Or it's not setting it. Why is it not setting it? Console, network, application, of course, so it's light. Oh, it's not resetting it. So when I toggle that, it needs to reset it. That's weird. So it's, can I not reset a cookie? Like, do I have to delete a cookie? Or can I just overwrite the value? Because it doesn't seem to be overwriting the value in this cookie. So this is dark, this is light, and this is always light. Show me how to update existing cookie. Huh. Let me try something different. Chat. Why isn't this updating existing cookie? Let's see what that does. All right, let's plunk that in and see what happens. Let's see if I understand this now. So, okay, cookie color scheme dark mode expires same site out blacks. I don't know what that means. Well, we're gonna see what happens. Boop. Yeah, it still didn't update it. Oh, it did update it, but it got reset. I think I just needed to not do that. I think this is working. So this is set to light, so I'm dark. So if I refresh it, oh, I didn't see it. I didn't see it change. Oh yeah, it was changed, but something's setting it back, and maybe that's because I haven't adjusted for the state of the thingy-ma-bob. So let's get into here. So if user's logged in, get user blah, 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 blah. Otherwise, we want to get, I'm going to do the same thing that we did, not here. We're going to do here. I'm going to make this a little bit less janky. So I'm going to just do a little thing. So like getting, I think this is, yeah, okay, getting the initial color scheme from the cookie. Okay, so that's the color scheme cookie. And then it's going to be otherwise. Let's try this. I wonder if that'll work. Let's see. Update color sound. Okay. Oh yeah, it's right here. Need to fix this so it doesn't run on initial load. Okay. So if I'm just going to turn this off for a second, and I set this to dark. I refresh this, it stays dark. I set this to light and refresh this. It stops working. Oh, it's not setting it. Okay. I gotta set the cookie. Can I manage the cookie directly? Okay. What is taking precedence there? Okay. Do that. Scheme equals. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna plug this in here. So I want to see what scheme is. I feel like this is overly complicated logic right at the moment, but I want to see what scheme is. Dump. Scheme. It's light. So if okay, so this should be light because, let's see. So it's light, but it's being set here somewhere else. So I'm running, I think that's what's happening. So, okay, so where is this running? So let me just see. In here, something's running. Dark mode. Oh, state.dark mode needs to be updated. Do I have dark mode? Oh, here we go. So this is the same thing. Why do I have two? I don't know why I had that. That's weird. What is that? Oh, shut up with your Yoda. Shut up with your Yoda conditions. don't know why that's running. This doesn't make any sense. Let's just see what this var dumps out. I can't read it. What? Oh. God, Ryan. I think it's gonna work now. Yeah, it's gonna work now because I had this stupid, thing turned on. I had the I had the hook turned off because I'm an idiot. Okay, so now if I do that, right, I refresh it. Let's see what the network or the applications. This is light. So this is the dark. I refresh. Okay, so that's cool. So in my Vue.js, I don't want to update the color scheme. So get the color scheme. So the okay. So what I need to check out is there's two states here. Okay, but the other thing okay, so hold on. So I'm setting up state of user ID, which I need, and dark mode. I just basically just need dark mode, do I not? Like that's the mode. So I think this is a little bit overly complicated for what I'm doing. So I have dark mode and I have scheme, and it's just got to stop yelling at me about Yoda conditions. I will not use Yoda conditions in this case. Okay, so then in here, so state, dark mode. Okay, dark mode. So right, so if I come in here and I refresh this, I should get some consoles inside. The dark mode is low. Okay, cool. Update color scheme. Okay, so this is a poorly named function. So okay, so toggle on watch on click, we're going to toggle the mode. Right. Okay, on init it calls get color scheme. So that's where this is. So state is logged in, and okay, I think I can get so this is going to return true or false. Doesn't matter where it came from. So okay, so if we're logged in and state dot oh wait a minute. This is just going to use dark mode. All right, this logic's funky because if it's logged in, it's just going to use whatever's there. So I don't think we need that. It is not. It wasn't. It was a string before. See, up in here, I had. Let me see. So I had so scheme was whether it was light or dark. So it'll say light or dark. So what I was doing before, I should have been doing that, but I don't know if I need both of these because color scheme says whether it's light or dark. So and so what's the difference between having the color scheme? There's only two options, or dark mode. or whether it's dark mode, yes or no. So, because basically, so I'm gonna put that back for now. So this is okay. So this is checking this to see if this is. So this is gonna set this to true based on this being equal to that. So that's okay. Cool. Right. So where is it? So this is me logged in. I gotta set the light. Set the dark. And it's okay. So that's cool. Okay. If logged in. The thing is, I think we're doing. No, not yet. It will be, but I think I need to rethink my logic a little bit because this was doing something before. So this is telling me what the color scheme is, and this is you know what, I'm gonna rename this to cookie setting. Right, so it's just going to get the cookie setting, and otherwise it's going to be false. And then, so this color scheme is going to say if the user is logged in, we're going to get this, right? Okay. Right, we're going to get this. And if it's not logged in, we're going to get cookie settings. And this is going to actually be light dark because that is the default value in the theme. Right here, light dark. So that's how we're going to handle that. So this is going to say, give me the cookie. If it's there, if it's not there, then just return light dark. If it and then for the actual color scheme, we're going to say if we're logged in, we're going to return whatever that is. Otherwise, we're going to look in cookie settings, which will either give me the cookie setting or give me light dark. So then at the end of the day, we will have light dark. That's sort of the default value, right? Yeah, no, I know, I haven't got there yet. So, so the color scheme is going to store the color scheme, and then dark mode is going to check to see if. Oh, I should put volleyball back there. Okay, so that's going to. Well, it's fine. Coding standards. Annoying. So that's going to check to see if dark. Sorry, my daughter's bouncing a volleyball off the wall behind me. Excuse me. Okay. So, cool. All right. I'm going to have to drop off soon anyways, but I think I like this logic better. So now in here, when we're going to get the thing, we're going to get the... So this is going to give us dark mode no matter what, right? So I should be able to get... I feel like, so this is just telling me whether or not this is dark mode. And because it's already going to be set, I feel like this is just this is almost redundant at this point. Because this is all being handled elsewhere. Like, I basically just need to check, I think I just need to check this. Oops. Because state.dark mode is going to be dependent on this the match media if this prefers color scheme thing, right? So if that's dark and it matches, then that'll be true. Otherwise, it will be false. All right. So what do I have set? So turn this to thing. Okay. Nope. Oh, because it's not actually. I'm not updating it. I'm an idiot. Okay. So let's put this back. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so I'm gonna update the color scheme. And this might break stuff. So let's see. That should be light. Toggle's in the wrong spot, but that's okay. Turn this to dark. It should give me. Weird. Okay. So this is the not logged in one. So this should be dark. And local storage is set to dark. And if I refresh it, it's set to dark. If I set this to light, I should set to light. That's also set to light now, which is super handy. And I switch that, and now it's light. So that works in the logged out state. If I refresh it, it sets it back to dark now. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think all I need to do is fix this so it doesn't load initially. Right, because I set that to light. It's not actually updated. Now it's setting to light, but the weird logic and some stuff going on here. Now that should be light, and that's set to light, but when I switch it to dark, it's not actually changing. Okay. Oh, I was hoping to have this wrapped up, but I'm going to have to drop off. I gotta go shovel my driveway. But thanks for hanging out with me today. I will have this up in a repo, so you can have a look at it. I'm gonna finish it this afternoon, get it working, get it simplified, and then I will I'll put it on my Twitter or something, or my X, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, otherwise there'll be no stream next week. Now I might be rebroadcasting some stuff on my stream. I have to kind of talk that through with some folks, but it might just be kind of like sort of the live stream that's happening from WordCamp Asia, maybe through here. I don't know yet, but keep an eye out for that. And if you are in, I will put it in my Discord. I'll put the links to stuff in my Discord. So, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So.
Oh, you made a wise choice, my friend.
Oh, thanks for the follow, Plexi. iPlexi. Cool, yeah. So if you want to hop into my Discord, you can go join that, and I will put the URL to this in there when I finish it this afternoon. Otherwise, y'all have a great week. I'll talk to you in 2 weeks, and maybe you'll see me from Manila. I don't know. I will see some of you in Manila, I think, Kev. But otherwise, have a good one. Talk to you soon.